I think it's a joke.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's really, it's unbelievable to me. I mean, Happy New Year to Jay Cutler. Talk about being lucky. Listen, I'm not trying to imply that this man doesn't deserve to be a quarterback for the Chicago Bears, that he does not deserve a new contract. But when I hear 7 years, I'm blown away. I truly am. You have been the starting quarterback for the Bears for 5 years. You have one playoff appearance, okay? The conference championship game that the Chicago Bears lost, Jay Cutler was riding a bicycle while somebody else was throwing a football, okay? I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that I know you can play. I know he's not a scrub, Skip. And I understand that he has all the requisite skills. I also know how Brandon Marshall feels about him. I'm not knocking that by any stretch of the imagination. Their chemistry is to be respected, if not envied. I understand Alshon Jeffrey has emerged into a big-time receiver. You've got all the requisite weapons imaginable, okay? Yet, Josh McCown was an individual that you yourself, Skip, was talking about should have been left in because of the way that he was flowing, even though Jay Cutler was supposed to be the franchise quarterback of the future. Again, I don't understand. I don't know the particulars. So I understand, again, you know, you sign him to a 7-year deal, but there might be an out after 3, or you can cut him, or you can restructure his deal. So I'm not knocking it from that perspective, nor am I saying that he doesn't deserve to be the quarterback. But when you sit there and just stick out the news like he's re-signed to a 7-year deal and how this was a top priority and all of this other stuff, what it makes me think is no wonder you're at home watching the playoffs like the rest of us, because this is the standard that you have. It's like you don't even let them wait. You don't even let them sweat. You don't even let them do anything, because you can miss the playoffs in 4 or 5 seasons, all right, and be completely non-existent, Tony Romo style, come postseason time. But it doesn't matter, because you know what? We like you. So here's your new contract. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This is the standard these organizations have, and it just blows me away sometimes. It just blows me away.
Okay, you were objective on our previous topic, Lovie Smith. I will attempt to be objective about a Jay Cutler I've always defended on this show, in part because he went to my school, Vanderbilt University, in part because my pride has always been on the line on this show, because I started raving about Jay Cutler when he was a junior at Vanderbilt, and everybody laughed at me. As a senior at Vanderbilt, I said he will be a top 10 pick. And lo and behold, Mike Shanahan traded up, I believe it was to the 11th spot, to take one Jay Cutler from Vanderbilt University. I cannot defend the playoff record. 8 years in the National Football League, 1 playoff win, 2 playoff games, you pointed out, the second of which in which he got hurt in the first half and decided after 1 attempt early in the second half, he would be a detriment to his football team. And he said, I will take myself out because I cannot throw on what turned out to be a sprained collateral ligament in his knee. I don't have any problem with that. I believe he was legitimately hurt. I have a problem with his lack of performance and productivity, even though, Stephen A., there's not a better arm in the National Football League than Jay Cutler's. And I defy you to show me where else should the Bears have gone. It's somewhat damned if you do and damned if you don't. How can you go in a different direction from Jay Cutler? There's still too much potential there. Again, he had his moments under a new coach in Mark Trestman. I thought Trestman was starting to clean up and mature Jay's game this year. The numbers don't scream maturity, 19 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Obviously, McCown came in, 13 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and I said, you got to ride the hot hand. But long term, I stuck by this all year long. You have to re-sign Jay Cutler. Where can you find somebody better than Jay Cutler? And I might even still be talking about potential. Would you have just cut him, let him go to the highest bidder? He would come back to haunt you. He's got too much talent, Stephen A. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how much guaranteed money there is. But what are you going to do?
Right.
You're going to what? Show me. Where are you going to turn? What's better than Jay Cutler?
Well, first of all, let's not engage in the hyperbole. Nobody said anything about cutting him. I specifically said that I understand the part about re-signing him. I'm just simply talking about sending a message, Skip, making somebody sweat just a little bit. I mean, you act like, these folks in Chicago act like, oh, what a big headline. We've re-signed Jay Cutler like that's something to celebrate. What I'm trying to say is that, as far as I'm concerned, we should have learned about that over Twitter or something. It shouldn't have been news at all. Because the fact of the matter is that there's nothing about him that's big time. That's the reality. He's got a big arm. We understand that. He's got some skills. We understand that. But there is nothing about Jay Cutler's results that have been big time. I understand you can't let him go. You can't have Brandon Marshall there and let go of his man Jay Cutler. There's no bigger cheerleader of Jay Cutler's than Brandon Marshall. We all know that. We all know that it's validated because Brandon Marshall has the right to cheer for anybody because he can ball. Okay, Alshon Jeffrey can ball. Martellus Bennett had a decent year, and he showed he can ball. Matt Forte is Matt Forte. We understand all of this. I'm simply saying that if you got 2 playoff games in 8 years, 1 playoff victory in 8 years, 4 years you've missed the playoffs in the last 5 years, what the hell are you putting this news out like this something to celebrate? Especially when we're less than 2 weeks removed from you talking about how Jay Cutler didn't even need to be in the lineup. That's all I'm saying.